This is the Speck Designs Podcast, your quick guide to web design, local SEO, and branding that works. Today we're focusing on something pretty essential well, for anyone running a service area business.
Yeah, I think HVAC companies, lawn care, consultants.
Exactly. We're looking at the updated SEO services from Speck Designs, and the mission here is to really understand why they've shifted so hard from, just chasing traffic to generating actual trackable leads.
It's a change that honestly had to happen. The core problem for these businesses, the ones that live and die by phone calls and, quote, requests, is that they just can't afford to focus on vanity metrics.
Right.
If your website gets thousands of visitors, but none of them are in your city or ready to buy, you're not getting paid. It's that simple. You need high-intent targeting.
I get that, the focus on high intent.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, every SEO company out there promises leads. What's the common mistake you see that Speck Designs is actively trying to avoid? How do they prove the difference?
That's a fair point. A lot of traditional SEO firms, their reports are built around traffic. It looks good to show a big number, so they'll optimize you for broad keywords that get tons of searches.
But also tons of tire kickers.
Exactly the problem. We don't care if we get 10,000 visitors from all over the country. We care about getting, say, 50 people who need a very specific service in a very specific neighborhood, like this week.
So the whole solution is engineered to almost repel the wrong kind of visitor while being a magnet for the person who's ready to pick up the phone.
Precisely. Let's use the examples from the blog. A lawn care company doesn't need traffic for gardening tips. They want weekly mowing clients in 5 specific suburbs. That's it.
And the HVAC contractor.
Right. They're not aiming for someone doing research. They want that panic-level call for same-day AC repair in my city during a heat wave. It's a totally different strategy. It's conversion-focused from the very start.
Which brings us to the keywords. So instead of that huge, broad term, you're hunting for these long-tail keywords. Can you give us a clear before and after on that?
Sure. For that HVAC company, the broad term might be HVAC maintenance. Huge search volume.
But super competitive.
Yeah.
And probably people just looking for DIY info.
Exactly. The long tail, high intent term is something like furnace tune-up cost near me. That person has their wallet out. They're ready to spend money.
Okay, another one.
For a law firm, maybe they shift from a broad term like business law to something hyper-specific like incorporation services for dentists in Austin.
Wow, okay.
When your site matches exactly what a person types when they are actively looking for a service provider, you eliminate almost all the wasted clicks.
And the metrics then have to follow that same philosophy. If you're not chasing clicks, you must be tracking things that, actually lead to revenue. What's at the top of that report?
The report card for a service business should only have a few key things on it. 1, verified phone calls that came from the website. 2, successful form submissions that turn into quotes. And 3, direct appointment bookings.
Everything else is secondary.
Everything else is just noise. We want to know which pages and which keywords are actually paying the bills.
Okay, here's where it gets, I think, really interesting for the future.
Yeah.
How does this service blend AI tools with human strategy? And, why does that matter for a smaller business trying to compete?
That blend is all about efficiency, but without losing the quality you need for local success. For a small business owner, it means you're basically getting the power of a huge data research team, but without that massive cost. The AI is your lightning-fast analyst working behind the scenes.
So break that down for me. What is the machine handling and what is the human strategist doing?
AI is doing the heavy lifting, the really repetitive data pulls. It can do rapid-fire keyword research, spot thousands of topic ideas by analyzing competitors, and generate detailed outlines or site audit reports.
So it's compressing the research time.
Hugely. It takes what might be 40 hours of manual research and does it in minutes.
But the strategy, the writing, the final quality check, that's all still human-led, which I assume is what aligns with Google's whole EET framework: expertise, experience, authority, and trust.
Absolutely. The machine gives you the data, but a human has to guide the strategy. We have to make sure the content is accurate, genuinely helpful, and sounds natural. You have to inject that real-world experience.
Because Google rewards that.
Google rewards helpful content from a real authority. That human check is what future-proofs the whole thing. Generic, AI-generated walls of text. That's not a sustainable path to success.
And speaking of future-proofing, the blog mentioned something about AI-focused SEO plans that index a site across, 14+ AI platforms daily. I think a lot of people listening might hear that and just think, Okay, is that just marketing fluff for my plumbing business?
No, it's actually critical, and it's all about being visible in the new places people are searching. When we talk about indexing across those platforms, we're making sure your business info, your services, your location, all that data is fed into the source pools for models like ChatGPT or Perplexity.
Why does that matter?
Because more and more, people aren't just going to Google. They're asking an AI, who is the best certified HVAC tech near me for a furnace repair? If your site isn't structured to be read and understood by these models, your business just won't be in the running. You won't get mentioned.
So you're making sure you show up when the AI is asked for a local recommendation.
That's the goal.
Okay, let's get into the tangible work. If I'm a business owner and I'm thinking my website is invisible, let's walk through the 6 core services, the pillars that build this authority. And as we go, how does each one tie back directly to getting leads?
Yes, that's the key. We don't do any of this just for the sake of it. Every pillar is executed with lead capture in mind.
Okay, let's start with number 1, on-page SEO.
On-page SEO is all about clarity. It's making sure every single one of your service pages has a crystal clear title, clear headings, and text that's structured so a person and a search engine can, instantly understand what the page is about.
And why you're the expert.
And crucially, we optimize the language for that high-intent searcher. So if someone is looking for emergency roof repair, that page needs to reflect that urgency and use that location-specific language. It confirms for the searcher that they're in the right place to get help right now.
Okay, number 2 is technical SEO. This is the stuff that always sounds expensive and complicated. Core web vitals and all that. Can you give us a simple analogy?
Think of technical SEO like tuning the engine of a race car. It doesn't change how the car looks, but it absolutely dictates how fast it can go. If your site takes 7 seconds to load on a phone, that's a core web vitals problem, you're losing people before they even see your number.
You see that happen a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
We had a financial consultant who was losing nearly a third of their mobile traffic just because of slow load times. Technical SEO fixes that. Site speed, mobile friendliness, broken links. A solid technical base makes sure that when a lead finally clicks, the page actually shows up.
All right, moving on to number 3. Content strategy. This seems to be where you really separate from a competitor who's just copying and pasting generic service descriptions.
Content is your #1 way to build that EEAT we talked about. The strategy is about creating this whole ecosystem of service pages, location pages, blog posts, and detailed FAQs that answer every single question a potential customer might have.
Before they even think to ask.
Exactly. It's about creating depth. So instead of just a page that says we offer plumbing services, we'd create a detailed blog post titled, "How much does it cost to replace a water heater in Grand Rapids and why?" That level of detail proves your expertise, and it captures those really valuable specific searches.
Number 4, and this is probably the most critical for any service business, is local SEO. This is how you win the near me search.
Local SEO is your new storefront. It starts with just an obsessive optimization of your Google business profile. We make sure your name, address, and phone, your NAP, is perfectly consistent everywhere online. We build out specific landing pages for all the suburbs you serve.
And reviews?
And we implement aggressive review generation strategies. When someone searches accountant near me, your Google business profile has to be flawless, packed with recent reviews, and constantly updated. That's how you get into that all-important local map pack.
Okay, number 5, schema markup. This sounds technical again. Why should I care about adding special code to my site that nobody can even see?
Because it gives you a huge visual advantage in the search results. Schema is basically like putting a digital label on every piece of information on your site so Google doesn't have to guess. This is a service, this is a price, this is a frequently asked question.
And what does that do?
It unlocks what are called rich results. So instead of just a plain blue link, your search result might have FAQ dropdowns right there, or star ratings, or even pricing. It makes your listing look bigger, better, and more trustworthy than the competition, which dramatically increases how many people actually click on it.
Makes sense. And finally, number 6, quality link building.
Link building is the long game. This is about building authority over time. Google sees links from other trusted websites as basically votes of confidence in your business.
So you're not talking about those spammy shortcuts.
Absolutely not. We focus on earning high-quality backlinks from relevant places like industry sites, the local chamber of commerce, or a mention in the local news. This process builds the off-page authority you need to compete with bigger, more established businesses over the long term.
Okay, so that brings us to a really crucial point. You do all this great SEO work, you get the right people to the site. How do you make sure those high-intent visitors actually become paying customers?
And that's where design and conversion optimization come in. It's honestly why being a full-service agency makes the SEO so much more effective. SEO gets them to the door, design gets them to pick up the phone.
So design and user experience, it's not just about making it look pretty. It's about efficiency.
100%. The design team works right alongside the SEO team to make sure pages load fast, they look professional, and most importantly, they have a clear, simple layout, especially on mobile. A visitor has maybe 5 seconds to figure out three things: what you do, where you do it, and what they should do next.
And if they can't find the phone number, instantly they're gone.
They bounce instantly.
I know the blog mentioned that a lot of sites almost seem to hide their calls to action, their CTAs. How do you fix that?
We make them impossible to miss. We made sure there are big, prominent call now or request a quote buttons right at the top, what we call above the fold. We use sticky elements on mobile so the button is always visible. We simplify the contact forms down to the bare minimum. We even test the wording and the color of the buttons.
So you're not just hoping for conversion.
We're actively optimizing for them every step of the way.
And how do the content and the design work together to build that all-important EEA, that trust?
Trust is everything for a service business. So we help clients build out detailed case studies with real results. Testimonials that have real names and locations attached, before and after photos are huge, and even just simple step-by-step outlines of their process.
So it reduces the anxiety of hiring someone.
Exactly. When you show a visitor exactly what's going to happen when they hire you, it takes all the best work out of it. That's what turns a cold, skeptical visitor into someone who feels safe enough to reach out.
And the final piece is the tracking. We know it's conversion focused. So what should a business owner actually see in a report that tells them this is working?
They should see a simple, clear report. It should show how many direct phone calls came from the website that month, the number of form submissions, and simple goal tracking that measures things like, quote, requests. They should know exactly which pages and which keywords led to those actions. That's the data that lets you keep improving.
So who is the best fit for this? If a business owner is listening and this is all resonating, how do they know if this is the right move for them?
The ideal clients are those service area businesses that really depend on leads. So home services, plumbers, roofers, electricians, professional services like specialized lawyers or accountants, and local wellness providers. Businesses that need to win in a specific geographical area.
The blog listed 4 key signs that a business really needs this kind of help. What are those signs of readiness?
Okay, number 1, they get great word-of-mouth referrals, but their leads from online search are just slow or totally inconsistent. They know their service is good, their visibility just isn't.
Okay, that makes sense.
Number 2, the site might look fine, maybe it was just redesigned, but it barely shows up on Google for their most important services. We see this all the time. A beautiful site that only ranks for the company name, not for roof repair near me.
Right. And number 3.
That's basically it. They rank for their brand name, but not for the services that actually make them money. And number 4 is simple. The owner is just too busy running the business to try and figure out SEO on their own. They need a real partner.
A big concern for owners is always commitment. Are there flexible options, or is this only for these massive year-long contracts?
No, it's a consultative approach. There's flexibility. It can range from a one-time SEO audit just to find some quick fixes, all the way up to custom monthly campaigns for really aggressive growth. There are even smaller options that just focus on the highest impact wins first to get the ball rolling.
And let's talk about realistic timelines. If I sign up tomorrow, when do I start seeing results?
You should expect some quick wins within about 30 days. Things like fixing technical errors or optimizing your Google business profile can show results almost immediately in the local maps.
And actual lead growth.
Measurable lead growth, driven by those targeted keywords, that typically starts to appear within about 90 days. But the long-term authority, that consistent flow of leads that makes SEO your main growth engine, that takes 6 to 12 months of dedicated work. It's a marathon for sure, but you start seeing the benefits early on.
So walk us through that first step. What's the low-pressure process to just get started?
It's a simple 4-step process. First, just a short discovery call. Talk about your services, your locations, and your goals. Second, we'll do a full review of your current website and your online presence. Third, we run a basic SEO audit to find the biggest gaps and the easiest quick wins.
Okay.
And finally, we present a clear, phased plan that outlines the priorities for the next few months, with a laser focus on getting those trackable leads coming in.
All right, let's wrap it up there. Do you have a final thought for us?
I do. Look, SEO is not magic, and it's definitely not instant. But when it's done right as a focused process, with a clear plan, high-intent targeting, and a partner who's obsessed with tracking actual leads, it can become the single most steady and reliable source of new clients a service business has.
That is a very practical and clear final thought. Thank you for walking us through all of this, and thank you, the listener, for tuning in to the Speck Designs podcast. Please follow and subscribe for more insights into web design and marketing, and contact Speck Designs with any questions or blog topics that you want to know more about.